Today on the show, I'm going to show you how to become an industry leader. Hi, my name's Russell Pearson, and for the last 30 years, I've been helping people just like you become leaders in their industries. And even within my own industry, I have been the founder and creator of multiple communities and just got included in the Speaker Hall of Fame here in Australia. So I am absolutely in the right space to help you become a market leader through one of my favorite topics today, positioning and branding, and how you can actually get positioned as a high demand consultant in your area of expertise. There are a lot of people out there who are just getting started, don't have the expertise and the experience that you have, that are getting clients coming to them, yet they don't have the expertise to deliver quality results. I want to make sure that you, as the expert, the person who has deep expertise, gets in front of enough of the right people so that you can make maximum impacts in your world. Now, positioning yourself as an industry leader is going to help you get that impact. So today I'm going to show you the 3 ways that you can position yourself to make sure that people are not only noticing you, but are coming to you, raising their hands to actually start working with you because they see. And if you haven't seen it, we've just opened a new intake of the Consulting Guild. If you're interested to know more about the Consulting Guild and how it can actually create more professional development and business growth for you in your practice, then you can reach out to me or you can go to theconsultingguild.com. So I'm going to pull the board over and we're going to go through the 3 things that you need to do to get positioned in your industry. So if you want to become an industry leader, here's the 3 things that you need to do. Number 1 is you need to be clear about who you are. Who are you when it comes to the branding and positioning of your expertise? People need to know, like, and trust you so that they know to choose you. And ideally, they'll come out of the woodwork so that you can then select them. You don't have to work with everybody. What I love about having a select consulting business is that means that you get to be selective about who you work with, when you work, and where you work anywhere in the world. But when you get enough input, people coming to work with you or raising their hands to work with you, you get to select which clients you actually want to work with. So identifying who you are in the scheme of things is a really nice first step. Now, there are all sorts of things that you can do to get really clear on your brand. But here is a really nice first step that you can do. And I'm going to show you a bunch of words. If you're on the audio version of this, I would love you to come to YouTube and check it out because you'll be able to actually see the work here. These words, there'll be certain words that come to mind. There'll be certain words that actually stand out above others. These are probably going to be words that you resonate. That's because these words will mean something to you. What I'd love you to do is select 3 of these words so that we can actually create a basis for your brand tone of voice. You can go back and have a look at those words in just a moment. But basically what we want to do is we want to go 1, 2, 3 words that we want to be relevant to us as an individual expert in our space. And so we will use these 3 words. Anytime we're going to write an article, we will say to ourselves, are these 3 words in this article? And I don't mean the literal words, I mean the meaning of the words. Does it come through in the writing of the article that we've presented ourselves with? With presentations that you might do, with branding that you might do visually, with your website, do these 3 words actually come through in the showing of that thing? Whether it be the website, whether it be an article, whether it be your presentations and events. Name those 3 things. That way you can create some real consistency to the brand you. And so you're always going to be a component of this. And as an expert in your space, ideally you're going to be part of the mix. Now, if you're building a business that's going to run without you, you will use these 3 words for what would you like the business to represent. But what I love about having a business that's more of a practice, which is the profitable enterprise that runs around you, it means that you get to actually choose what this business is all about and really put something of yourself, a bit of your soul, a bit of your heart, a bit of your blood, sweat and tears into this organization so that you can actually be a key part of it. So you is going to be the first thing. I'm just going to really quickly show you that image again. Select 3 of these words. You might select more, but then cull it down to 3. We don't want you to have more than 3 words to represent yourself, because if you do, well, if you stand for everything, you stand for nothing. And so what we're trying to do is limit it down so you can create some specificity with the way that you represent yourself in the market. Now, what I love about that too is there might be all sorts of experts who are similar in the delivery of the results that they do as you, but they operate differently than you. And so people have preferences in working with people that they resonate with, and that's what this tone of voice really gets across to them. So you is a large part of your positioning as an industry leader. Now, then you've got them. Who is them? Them is the specific market that you want to connect with. Now, you may say, well, the market I want to connect with is mums and dads. Or you may say, the market I want to connect with is business owners. You may say all sorts of different things. In fact, you might even say, it's anyone. Everybody could use this service that I've got. And I'm going to suggest that what you want to do in identifying them is really come up with that one word, identity. If you can define the identity that they resonate with, you're going to be able to cut through all the noise that's happening out there in the digital world and on social media, and you're going to be speaking very specifically to them. In fact, whispering in their ear, because they're going to hear what you've got to say because you called them out. Now, if I was going to get really specific, what I would do is say, this pinpoint here is what we're aiming for. Now, that pinpoint might be your specific name. If I was to call out your name, John, Frank, Sam, Sally, Kate, all those names, any one of those words that I said, if that was your actual name, you would have felt something from that because I called you out specifically. So that's about as tight a niche as you can get, is someone's specific name. If we go out one step from there, let's say that we're working with accountants called Sally. Well, Sally is going to resonate with Sally first, but then accountant next, because she identifies with the profession. And so a step out from there, let's say she's running a business, running a accounting practice. She might identify as a business owner, but it's going to be less impactful. The volume is going to be turned right down compared to when we said Sally. So as we go one step further, we go Sally, volume right up. Accountant, a little bit down, but still very loud. Business owner, it's starting to get muddled in with all the other messages out there in the world. And if we were to go further down and go small to medium enterprise, if we were to go even further down like that, it'll just continue to bring the sound down, and that's where we get lost in the noise of all the different competition. So the point being, the more specific that you can get with identifying your specific market, the more cut through you'll get, and the more you'll be able to lead that industry. So really what we're looking for here is a specific identity. So what do they call themselves? Can you call out the specific thing that they call themselves and therefore call them out specifically? So that's number 2. Number 3 is interesting, because you've got you, you've got them, you've got the role that exists between you. But specifically when it comes to positioning yourself as an industry leader, you want to be known for something. And so what are you known for? Well, ideally, it's what is the primary result or benefit of working with you. So I'm going to say the primary result. Now, ideally, the primary result of working with me is clients. Now, there are all sorts of side benefits where you get to have a professional lifestyle that you absolutely love. You get to get time back into your business. But to do any of those things, you need to have an abundance of client opportunities. And so that's what we start with whenever you're working with myself in the Forge or the Guild or any of those spaces. We want to make sure that you get clients. And so our primary result is really clients. Now, in the old days, when I used to run my marketing agency, we had 3 different clients. There was Frank, Sally, and Guy. Now, Frank, the primary result that we had to get for Frank was every time we had an engagement with him, we had to give him new ideas. And so new ideas was the thing that all the Franks knew me for and knew our company for. If they called us up, they would always get new ideas. And that was part of the training that we gave to the team internally. Now, the second one was Sally, who was this marketing director. There was many marketing directors that we would work with. And for her, it was very much support. And so whether we were on the phone or whether we were engaged with her in whatever fashion, is there some way we can add additional support to help her out? And then we start to position ourselves as the most supportive person in her mind. Now, if you're going more broadly in the market, you probably want to be more specific to result-based activities like clients rather than just support. Although supportive, or being known as supportive, if support is what people are looking for, could be ideal for you in your area of expertise. But this is the key. If you can work this one out, then you go, this is what we want to be positioned for. This is how we want to be positioned, and this is who we want to be positioned with. If we get clear on those things and then take a couple of very small steps, then we will start to become an industry leader. Now, the first step we need to work on is be known. So how can we become known for these things within our industry? Well, number one, potentially look at presenting on the stage in places where these people are. And so that's associations, networks, and all sorts of groups where they can see you. Creating a podcast, creating a video series, creating other activities where you can be seen is just the first step of that industry leadership. Number two is to have an opinion, which means that you need to say something about the industry. Ideally, be for the industry, not before the industry, but be for the industry. In other words, we're not just saying that the industry is doing badly. We want to make sure that we're leading it by saying what it's doing well and what it can do to be even better. Now, number three is to have a vision for it. So if we're going to lead an industry, we want to make sure that we know where it's going or where it can go. And that's a large part of being a leader, is being able to look out to the future and actually paint a picture for people of the path to get there. If you do these things, you will be the entity that they will want to know. If you do those other things and do them consistently, then you will be seen as the industry leader. It's just a case of what style of industry leader, giving what specific results for what specific group of individuals. If you do these things, that you're not only going to be having a great business that's going to have an abundance of opportunities coming to it, but I think that you're actually going to live a very successful and purposeful lifestyle. And so 2 more things before we go. Number one, I'd love you to leave a comment below letting us know a little bit more about your expertise, or what's an insight that you got out of today's video. And finally, I'd also like to make sure that you go to russellpearsonprograms.com. We've got free resources there that are updated regularly. Go there and download them now, absolutely free. Until next time, this has been episode number 88 of the Your Consulting Business Podcast. My name's Russell Pearson. Stay passionate, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.